This is the Bema podcast with Marty Solomon. I'm his co-host, Brent Billings. Today, we continue our series of reflection, working to apply the lessons of love from the Mishkan.
Yes, this session, as we have stated, is going to be a little different. We talked about the intention and the design of this session in the intro episode of Session 7. So if you have not listened to that, go ahead and check that out. We are continuing with our second of 7 Sabbath reflections to start off Session 7. And we have been using Josh Basse's Mishkan series at the end of Session 6 as kind of an anchor point to guide our reflections. And so today's reflection is going to be built off of Josh's second episode, should be episode 326. And that will be linked in the show notes if you would like to go back and remember the context of that discussion and what drives these reflections. You can go there. You'll also find a presentation in the show notes that's there to just be a helpful visual guide and aid for your reflection, if that's something that you enjoy visually. So with that, we'll jump into our reflection today. Josh spoke to us in that second episode about the second day of creation, and he centered that conversation around the theme of love. He connected this to the next items of the Mishkan and the tabernacle, namely the curtains and the veil, and connected this to the idea of rain. And we're going to use this episode as the guide for our reflection today.
And God said, "Let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water." So God made the vault and separated the water under the vault from the water above it. And it was so. God called the vault sky. And there was evening and there was morning the second day. Make the tabernacle with 10 curtains of finely twisted linen and blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, with cherubim woven into them by a skilled worker. All the curtains are to be the same size, 28 cubits long and 4 cubits wide. Join 5 of the curtains together and do the same with the other 5. Make loops of blue material along the edge of the end curtain in one set, and do the same with the end curtain in the other set. Make 50 loops on one curtain and 50 loops on the end curtain of the other set, with the loops opposite each other. Then make 50 gold clasps and use them to fasten the curtains together, so that the tabernacle is a unit. Make curtains of goat hair for the tent over the tabernacle, 11 together, and make for the tent a covering of ram skins dyed red, and over that a covering of the other durable leather.
consider and reflect. How can we make God's love real for others so that there's unity and access to the presence of God? Considering last week's reflection, how can we take our testimonies, our stories, our tangible things that we've brought with us, and our experiences, and how can we bring those things to others?
And God said, "Let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water." So God made the vault and separated the water under the vault from the water above it. And it was so. God called the vault Sky. And there was evening, and there was morning, the second day. Make upright frames of acacia wood for the tabernacle. Each frame is to be 10 cubits long and a cubit and a half wide. Overlay the frames with gold and make gold rings to hold the crossbars. Also, overlay the crossbars with gold. Set up the tabernacle according to the plan shown you on the mountain.
Consider and reflect. How can you discern what to keep private and what to share generously? How and where do we draw boundaries that ease the burden on others?
And God said, "Let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water." So God made the vault and separated the water under the vault from the water above it. And it was so. God called the vault sky, and there was evening and there was morning, the second day. Make a curtain of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn and finely twisted linen, with cherubim woven into it by a skilled worker. Hang it with gold hooks on 4 posts of acacia wood overlaid with gold and standing on 4 silver bases. Hang the curtain from the clasps and place the Ark of the Covenant Law behind the curtain. The curtain will separate the holy place from the most holy place. Put the atonement cover on the Ark of the Covenant Law in the most holy place. Place the table outside the curtain on the north side of the tabernacle and put the lampstand opposite it on the south side. For the entrance to the tent, make a curtain of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn and finely twisted linen, the work of an embroiderer. Make gold hooks for this curtain and 5 posts of acacia wood overlaid with gold, and cast 5 bronze bases for them.
Consider and reflect. Josh spoke to us about how the rain moves in between these spaces of waters above and waters below. How do we flow between these sacred spaces, seen in the Mishkan, like water, falling like rain, nourishing rain, slowly re-entering God's presence and taking that presence to other people?
And God said, "Let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water." So God made the vault and separated the water under the vault from the water above it. And it was so. God called the vault sky. And there was evening and there was morning the second day.
In conclusion, I'd like to invite you to consider how we bring these things together, even thinking about last week's reflection and meditation as well. We have these stories, we have these testimonies, we have these experiences where we've met God, we've experienced God, sometimes even in deep darkness. And that gives us something to share with others. So today, this week, if you would spend time considering how you might flow freely between these different holy spaces, between the private and the shared, between deep and shallow, between those that need a more intimate experience and those that need a more surface experience of the presence of God, would you consider what that might look like practically? In practice, in flesh and blood, in real time, in your own life and in your own relationships. Try and discover some intentionality. Try to think about some relationship, maybe two, in your life this week, this month, and see what you can learn from, see what you can pull together in that relationship. See what it is that you can bring that's refreshing, nourishing, life-giving from your own stories, your own testimonies, and how you can flow in between different kinds of spiritual spaces in order to serve and bring other people to the presence of God. Would that be a good reflection to guide your time this week? Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to our next reflection in the next episode.